Macon-Bibb County took a step forward in cracking down on blight. Today, a committee approved JT Ricketson as the Director of Code Enforcement, and now Commission is talking about restructuring the department to streamline the court process and demolition. Ashlyn Webb brings us the latest about what to expect over the next few months.
Mayor Lester Miller says during his transition, he and his team took a deep dive into simply why the county is in the situation they are with the amount of blighted structures. Now he has a list of recommendations to get a handle on it. Miller says he learned that the county let approved demolition permits for at least 600 blighted structures lapse.
We determined that not one house qualified for demolition because every single house that we had for demo had already expired.
A state law says counties must take action in 270 days, or the permit expires.
Although the abatement officers did their job and carry out the policies and procedures they had, it got to a point where they got a demo order from the judge, and then it just sat in the file with nothing else to do. There were no checks and balances, no referrals to a different department.
That's why Miller wants to restructure the department, bring in former GBI investigator JT Ricketson as director, and streamline the process to bust blight. County leaders say the key moving forward will be coordination between code enforcement, the fire department, the courts, the county attorney's office, and others.
There's different tools we got in our toolbox, and right now, nobody's fault, but it's just not being coordinated very well.
And focusing on the worst offenders and working down to the least.
Our priorities are our dilapidated and dangerous homes that we have and properties.
Miller says the county can start by taking down burnt structures by working with the fire department and putting in place protocols for the future to avoid any more blight.
The fire chief will notify code enforcement that our structure has been burned because they get called out there. The attorneys will send a letter to the homeowner as well as the insurance company, placing them on notice that this has been in a fire. We'll place a lien on that property, and generally they do not cut the check to the property owner without taking care of that lien.
As for those burnouts, Miller says he thinks they can start demolishing those as early as February or March. He says he hopes to have several blighted homes demolished throughout the year, and he plans to ask Commission for general funding to do just that. Reporting in Macon, Ashlyn Webb, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, a committee approved JT Ricketson as the Director of Code Enforcement. It's set to go to the full commission for a vote next week. We reached out to Mayor Robert Rickard, former Mayor Robert Rickard, to see if he'd like to respond to Miller, saying at least 600 demolition permits had expired because the county didn't take action. Rickard said he did not wish to comment.